Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to a new episode of Words of Wellness. I'm your host, Yassir Al-Manawi, clinical therapist. Today we are going to be talking about the human character, as usual. That's all we talk about, but it's very important. So we are going to discuss an issue that a lot of us don't think about it, but we need to do it. We need to develop it, and we need to develop it to instill it in our children and our society in general. This is charity, good deeds. Why do we need to talk about charity and good deeds? Charity and good deeds is an element that's very important, not only to help us to feel good about ourselves or to feel positive about ourselves, but also to assist other people and to help other people, and at the same time to help us in the hereafter. So all the way around, if you think about it, it's actually very positive, and it has many, many, many rewards. So let's read the ayah from the Quran, and then we'll get back to our discussion right away. It is Surah Al-An'am, ayah number 160. He who brings a good deed shall have 10 the like of it. He who brings a good deed shall have 10 the like of it. What does that mean? Because somebody would tell me, well, okay, if I bring a good deed, I'll just get rewarded for it. No, you're not going to get rewarded for it. You're going to get rewarded 10 times for it. That's in the hereafter. But let's take a look at our life today, because that's what I am talking about. Psychologically, when you have somebody giving a good deed, they get something for it. We always say, you get nothing for nothing. You have to do something to get a reward. You have to do something to get a good feeling. You have to do something to feel good about yourself. So just from what I'm saying right now, that means I have to teach responsibility for my kids, or our kids, our children. Why? It teaches them that they have to work for everything that they get. Even the rewards, they have to work for it. Excuse me. So if they work for it, they will actually get points psychologically. Let's see how. They feel responsible, they feel helpful, they feel accountable, they feel trusted, they feel solid, they feel liked by other people. So these are all positive feelings, and we can go on and on and on. I just said what came to my mind. So if all of these positive feelings comes from doing a good deed, somebody might just say, okay, I'll just do it all the time. Make good deeds. Charity is a good deed. Helping others is a good deed. Preventing ill feelings is a good deed. So it's not just charity and helping others, but I wanted to concentrate on charity. Why? Because if I teach children to give and not get material rewards for it, they will actually get accustomed to it. They will get accustomed to helping other people. Why do we need to talk about charity? Because if we have a human being or a child who grows up to be an adult who gives charity to other people, you will have a lot of understanding going on. You'll have a lot of camaraderie going on. If you have somebody, on the other hand, growing up to tell you, well, okay, if I do this, what's in it for me? Just imagine if you're dealing with a person like that, who is the first question in their mind, what's in it for me? If I get something in it for me that's materialistic, then I'll do it. Okay? If I don't, then I'm not going to do it. Just imagine, if you're dealing with a person like this, are you going to want to know them? No. What do they feel about themselves? a lot of negative feelings that we're not going to get into because we want to concentrate on the positive. You have a lot of people that help each other just for the sake of helping each other. Do they get something out of it? You know, somebody just walking the street he might say, well, no, they don't get anything out of it. I disagree. They do get something out of it. They do have this self-satisfaction and gratification. And just imagine if somebody is spiritual enough. We're talking about like he or she became a little bit higher in spirituality. They know the rewards that they get out of it, not only in this life but in the hereafter. So that's why doing charity is something that's very important. Let's talk about a good deed. If in therapy, and we do this a lot with teenagers, if they have something negative that they wanted to do, so what we apply, the technique that we apply with them is that when they want to do something negative and they refrain from doing it, they actually control themselves and they don't do it, that in itself is a good deed. We're not even talking about doing something good. So just imagine if they do something else that's good. To give you an example about this, you remember I always say everything begins with who? It begins with me. It begins from within. If it begins from within, that means I can have good deeds for myself. I can make good deeds with myself. And I usually take this into steps. I usually say, well, okay, you have body, mind, and soul. I will be asked about my body, I will be asked about my mind, and I'll be asked about my soul. That means they're all entrusted to me. So I have to treat them correctly. I have to treat my body, mind, and soul, and I have to feed them my body, mind, and soul. So this is all, it will take us into knowledge, which we're going to talk about in a different episode. But I wanted to tell you that charity starts from within. I have to treat myself correct. I have to treat myself in the right way. My body, I have to treat it correctly. And we do this a lot, that we are what we eat and we are what we consume, whether it's through our mouth, whether it's through injections, whether it's through anything. We are what we put in ourselves. That's the body. The mind is we are what we read. We are what the knowledge that we seek. That's the mind. And the soul is the spirituality. So this is a triangle that we have to go with. And that's what we use in treatment a lot. You have to take care of the three angles of the triangle that you have. With these words, I'll leave you for today. But before I leave, I hope that you actually have gained some knowledge. And I hope that this was fruitful for you. And I hope that you take a look at what do you need to do to become more charitable in your life, more charitable towards yourself. So with that, I'll leave you for today, and I will see you in a different episode, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.